Hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new farm vlog on the channel. So today, this is probably going to be the last farm vlog on Farming Simulator 19 and on this map. I am going to go over all that, but as you might know, Farming Simulator 22 is going to be coming out in about 3 days as of posting this, so we're on to bigger and better things, but I wanted to do a finale, and what I'm going to do is it's not going to include every day, but I'm going to skip to fall because I know some of you probably want to see like the things like the John Deere S780 in action a little bit. So it's going to be kind of it's still going to be a shorter video. It's going to be a little long, but it's not going to be any like long drawn out stuff. It's going to be a lot of like cinematics and kind of just montage clip type things. So yeah, we're going to get started back into the farm vlog. I just wanted to bring that up to you before we get started. So yeah, I'll get more into depth on the plans for the next farm vlog series and stuff like that. So yeah, just keep watching through and I'll explain all that. Alright, so this morning we need to get some things out of the way outside because there, as you may know, some things happened in the last farm vlog, like the tractor accident. So I've got some updates on that. We have a replacement for it, and then the where the 8400 is going, we're not going to be keeping that. So we're going to hop in the high country. The snow melted, and then I got a few things done, but in order to explain all that, I have to show you the new tractor. So we're going to hop in the Duramax and head over to the shop. Alright, so we are here at the shop now, and I'm going to pull up here. So to explain what's happening with the 8400 and the manure spreader, we pulled all that out. I'll throw up a picture. I think I have a picture of the recovery, but I didn't film a lot of stuff because I've just been busy just getting stuff done because we kind of got behind after that whole accident, and I also have been on the hunt for a tractor. So Frontier, this thing is pretty much perfectly fine. There was a little bit of the tongue was a little bent, but we did fix that. Everything seems to be in working order. I ran some manure through it, so it should be fine. Got the high country here. Then over here we have the 8400. There's still some snow that hasn't fully melted off. This, the insurance company totaled it out, so it's unusable. It's unsafe for farm use. The motor, I'm almost guaranteeing, is hydro locked from just sitting underwater for a couple days. It probably got into the cylinders and probably rusted it out. But the I am able to sell it, so I'm going to be selling it off to obviously pay for the new machine. But basically the plan is I already have it. I have someone interested. They're going to come pick it up at some point. It's not going to be in the... Obviously, it's not safe for farm use, but it is going to become a pulling tractor. Sadly, they are going to be pumping a lot of horsepower through this poor thing's veins. I think I heard like 700. They're going to basically do a built motor and everything, all the stuff they do to pulling tractors, beggar tires and stuff. So the 8400's retired from farm use now. It's pretty much just the end of its days of working on the farm, which is kind of sad. I still have to harvest the green star off of it. I pulled the duals already. Weights I'll probably take off. So now it comes to the introduction of the new tractor, and I also am replacing one other piece of equipment. I'm going to come in this side to make it a little more grand, and I'm just going to open the door and show you. That's right. We have a 9430 John Deere articulating tractor. Now you might be asking yourself, how did you afford this and why would you buy this? Well, here's my thinking on this. This is not a top of the line articulating tractor by any means. I got a pretty good price on it. Again, like a lot of our stuff around here, it's higher hours, but it's still in really nice condition. Overall, the previous owner took good care of it. It has a rock box and everything. So I have it hooked up to the disc right here, the kind of nicer finishing discs. This one has the basket rollers, where a rougher disc that we use for breaking in soil, which I'll show what I did with that this year. But this, I have this hooked up to this tractor because it does eat quite a lot of power, but there's another reason for that, which I'm about to explain. But the 9430 is going to be our main tillage tractor and potentially grain cart tractor, but the more I thought about it, I was bouncing in my head between some sort of a Challenger tractor or something in the 300 horse range, but I decided to go for this because this beast is packing 425 horse, which is quite a lot, I will admit. But I thought about it, and if I want to future-proof and not have to replace this tractor soon, I thought I might as well go into the possible debt, which I did go into some debt for this thing. But we've had a good year overall. Nothing too bad has happened. We got the silage that we sold and everything like that. So this has some really nice traction. This is going to be a really good horse to have around for deep, heavy tilling and just high traction stuff, getting stuff unstuck, even though that never happens around here. But we have that on the disc. The John Deere 89, let's see, I forget the model number on this one. John Deere 8910. Okay, it's hard to remember because I haven't had this one that long and it's under the loader. But the 8910 is our four-wheel drive loader tractor. I wanted the front weight for more traction in the front because I pulled the heavy disc with it to get field broken in. Also, meet Martin, our little floor scrubber. I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace for a couple of like $1,000 or something, because the shop floor I've had to hand clean a lot, like mop it, but in the places where there's spills, so I thought I'd get something a little nicer. I'll show this thing in a while. Named it after a floor scrubber from a channel that you might know called Larson Farms, so I named that after that, just for the fun of it. But basically this, again, like I said, is the big horse around here, but now I'm going to go show you the other purchase I made, kind of not in line with it, because it technically isn't going to work on this tractor, but it's something I improved at the same time. Alright, so here's one of the big purchases that I had to make along with the combine this year, and that is the addition of my 2018 John Deere DB60. So this is a, I guess you could say, lower trim model. It's got more of the tanks on it, but it doesn't have the tracks or anything nice like that. The reason I did this is we went from an 8-row corn head to a 12-row for one thing, but also I picked up another rental property, and also last year we were just really struggling to get planting done, so I knew this was something we had to do. And the reason I'm not going to put the planter on the big 9430 is this tractor has row crop tools, and with tilling this one works really good still, but I think that the 9430 is going to do a much better job at pulling things up hills, and it'll just handle a lot better with that big of a disc. So this is going to be our planter tractor. I know I have mismatched colors, but it's a farm. It doesn't matter to us. And if you're wondering for this video, just a side note, I'm going to have some oh wait, I already said that. But we're going to have some fall footage here at the end of the video so you guys can see this thing in action. But I repacked the shed. We got the 7700 on the planter drill, actually. And then if you were paying attention, you may have seen the Kinsey planter out here, because that's selling. So this is kind of my selling zone. This is stuff that's for sale. Kinsey 3600 is for sale. Nice 12-row planter, serviced every year. Again, the reason I'm upgrading is just because I need to get through acres faster, and with not having Johnny around, I have to think about, if I don't have help, I gotta be able to get stuff done. And tax write-offs, am I right? So 220 disc. I'm getting rid of this because I was planning on doing it anyway, and also I kind of needed to free up some cash for all these purchases. So those are all going to be sold. The John Deere basically is. I sold some cattle and bought some new fresh livestock. There's not really anything else major that's happened. Those are getting returned tomorrow. Meyer wagons, those are the same. This is going to be sold because I don't really need it when I'm making hay, because it's just so warm here. We don't have to flip it over to get it good. I have to go pick up a seed shipment actually with the car hauler. That reminds me. So yeah, we're going to get started with a little cinematic montage of the new 9430 running. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this little montage, so let's get into it. Alright, so we just finished up tillage now. Worked all afternoon pretty much. You saw the little time lapse. I did one, and then this thing knocks out acres like way faster than the MX did, because I can go a little bit faster, but it still does pull power on it. But one of the fields I forgot to bring up in the earlier, just me talking earlier, is this field we have now turned to arable, because the one of the back fields we are converting back into hay ground. So everything's tilled. The field we're picking up this year, it was already tilled, and I'm planning on planting that here with soybeans, just to see how the field is. So we're gonna put those together, but I'm just gonna quickly wash this up. Alright, we got the 9430 all cleaned up. We're gonna back this into the shed, because we need to pull out the planter, because tomorrow we're gonna start planting everything. Hopefully we can get it done in the next 2 days, I'm hoping, depending on. We're gonna keep this here, because I still need to get this out, and then park the big one probably back up against the John Deere here, I'm thinking. Or we might do some custom work, so I'm not seeing the need to unhook this for right now. I might put it on a line spreader, I'm not really sure yet. This is kind of taking the MX's place of a tillage tractor, and then this is taking the place of the 8400 as the planting tractor. And I did post the Kinsey planter and the disc on online to a farm sale site, and this has some interest in it, so that's going to be going soon. And then I pulled everything out of the shop because I wanted to show you the floor scrubber. Floors aren't really dirty, but I thought I would just show it a little bit, so we'll hop on it here and we'll start it up. So it's all electric. We'll turn on the vacuum. That just turns on the water suction. We'll turn on the water, and then I can just fill this with the hose. And then you get to scrubbing. It's quite a nice little machine. It's better than having to hand clean the floors. It's a little faster. You can get in pretty tight places with it too. It's very agile. So yeah, good investment, I think. Helps save us time and keep the floors a little nicer. I'm not going to do the floor yet because we're not done with planting just yet, so that's not really a main concern, but I just wanted to show what this thing does. So we'll park it over here, and then I think I'll see you tomorrow when we pull out the planter and start going with that. Alright, so it's the next morning here. I got some seed from up at the supplier, so now we're all set to plant. All the fields are tilled. I got the MX in the shop. I'm just quickly putting some manure on the garden to try to help boost how that does this year. So I'm just gonna dump some manure on it and see if I can improve how the crops grow. I'm using the little John Deere tractor with the loader today just because I can get inside the cow barn and just grab it directly from inside instead of having to go all the way to the storage area. This should fit. So we can literally just grab all the manure we want, back out, and we'll be set to go. So I'm going to move to the little time lapse moving this manure, and I'll see you guys on the other side of the time lapse. Alright, so we got that done now. The garden's all tilled and ready to go. I put some manure down with the John Deere X748. And then I tilled it with the 235 just to really chew it up deep, because this tiller does a nicer job of rough tilling, and then this one's more like a nice manicured tiller. So I hit it at the end. There's still some clumps and stuff, but overall it's mixed in really good. So we're going to move on to other things, but I thought I'd get that out of the way. Then we'll plant it one of these days when I get some time. But we'll head over to the shop here. So we have the MX in here now. I went through this a little bit last night. It was pretty much ready to go from the place I bought it from. So it's pretty much ready to go. I just have to load it up a bit. And then we've got the 7700 in here. I need to get the drill ready to go. It's pretty much good to go from last season because we only put a couple acres on it. But my plan, if we run over here, is I want to put a grass trail right through here, because the only way to the back fields is through the other field, the hay fields, and I'd like a more direct route from the yard, so I'm going to make a path down here, and then I can probably tear out some of these shrubs, but I'll probably go into this a little bit, pull out this shrub, and then we'll be right to this back field of ours. So that's just kind of the general idea, and then also I can get to this a little easier without having to drive through fields. So that's the plan there. And then also this morning I got the planter sold. The guy came out and picked it up today. So that's gone $8,400. I cleaned it up. I got the snow and dirt off. There's a little bit of rust in places, but clean that up good for when they pick it up. Not really any point, but I thought I would anyway, make it presentable. 220 disc hasn't had much interest yet. And then over here in the shop I got the 9430 tucked in for now, up here in front of the combine, and I need to get that out, clean that up a little bit. I need to get the plow truck off the trailer, and overall there's not a ton that I need to do besides planting. That's what I need to focus on. As you can see, I got the entire shipment, and then I also have the chemical over there, so we're good to go on that. Hay equipment has to come out, but for right now what we're going to do is we're going to get started planting once I load this up, and then I also move some stuff into that shed. So I'll see you guys once I start figuring out how to load this thing. Alright, so we're heading up to the field here with the MX. We're going to the new field, which is pretty far away, so it's going to be quite the drive to get to it, but once we get there, it should be a pretty quick field to get done. I'm going to have to figure out the way in to it with this. I think I have to go down a side road. So I'll see you guys when we get up to the field, and we'll talk more up there. Alright, so we're pulling into the shared driveway here. Got the planter on the back. Still, so far it's made the trip okay, that I can tell. So we'll check over everything when we get to the field. Alright, so here's our field, it looks like. So it goes from here to the top of the hill. Start down here at the bottom where we can start at the narrow portion and work our way up. But first I want to make sure that the planter unfolds and everything really good. Everything seems to be working good. Alright, so everything seems to be working good. Well, little bits of seed are coming out, so I'll power that down. And then we'll line it up. I gotta get used to the 24 row over the 12 row planter. So it's gonna be a learning curve for sure. Probably use ridge markers since I don't have GPS on this tractor yet with this planter. Put that ridge marker out. And we'll start rolling. So this is going to be, again, a time lapse, but it'll probably be, I don't know if I'll throw the drone up or not because I've got my hands full at the moment, so we'll see what happens, but enjoy this time lapse of planting the field. Alright, so it's the fall now, and like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to be cutting it. I cut it all down and just kind of made it short and sweet so you guys could enjoy the equipment that we got before the series ends. Again, this might not be long-term for everything. We might revisit it, but for right now, I'm going to be switching to only FS22 content for the foreseeable future, just while the game's still new and fresh, and hopefully learn about it with you guys. But I'm going to talk about my plans here in a minute once we get in the combine, but I just wanted to say, yeah, we're into the harvesting section. So all the fields are planted and everything, so we're going to start heading over to our farthest out field to wrap up the Lone Oak Farm Vlog series. Alright, so we're in the FS19 now. We're heading out of the farmyard here. My plan is probably to go... The only way I can get to the field is through the main road. So my plan is to enter up through the main road system, and then we'll head towards the rest of the farm back the other way through the back roads. But for right now, we're going to go this way to get there to the field because it's a kind of a side road. I already brought the semi-truck up there this morning. We got the combine prepped, we got the header on the back. We're going to do the corn first, this field at least, because it's pretty much ready to go. I would do beans first, but this was the one of the new fields, so I wanted to do it first. So we're heading up there. We got our hazard lights and everything on. So out of the farm vlog element here, I'm going to bring up the FS22 plans, and basically my plans are to, I want to do probably at least 2 series. One that's going to be for sure MP, and one that's going to be probably solo, which has a special plan I'm thinking of. And the multiplayer series will probably have some elements of the Lone Oak Farm Vlog series. We're going to make this turn quick. So it's going to have some elements of the Lone Oak Farm series, not as probably realistic right away until mods come out, but it'll probably just be me and a few friends enjoying the game together, learning about it. So we'll have that, the main series, and the overall, I'm hoping to make better videos. Obviously I've been trying to do that with 19 as well, but hopefully we can make some high quality videos, and I am planning for release week to, fingers crossed, post daily videos for like the at least release week. Depending on how things go and how much I can get done, we'll see if I can go past that. But daily videos aren't going to be a long-term thing. It's just going to be for release week of FS22. But I do plan on having some pretty good videos pumped out that I think you guys will enjoy along with me, I hope. But yeah, this series has been probably one of the better things that I've done overall. I am going to possibly, I'm not going to confirm anything yet, but I might make a kind of a compilation of FS19, like the best things that have happened and stuff, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to do that or not, if I have enough time to. But this series, I mean, it's gained me quite a nice amount of the following I have here on YouTube. Obviously one of my videos blew that out of the water, but we won't go there. But yeah, this series, I mean, we only made it to 30 episodes in 2 years, which I admit is pretty bad. But considering like a lot of things that were going on in my life, I think we did pretty well overall. Got a nice line of traffic behind us. We're gonna pull out now. Like this, I mean, I pushed myself as a creator and just overall pushed the limits of what's possible. I've met a lot of people through the FS19 and just throughout the community of farming simulators, so I'm really grateful for that. I probably wouldn't have met some of my best friends without FS19, so yeah. It's a very fun game. I've had a lot of memories. It's kind of sad to be done with this series, but at the same time we're moving on to bigger and better things, and I'm hoping to make a lot of great videos with it. And yeah, that's the general plan. Is I'm going to do map tours at some point, probably not right off the bat because I'm going to just kind of enjoy the game. But overall, I'm going to do some Let's Plays, some overviews, maybe a garage tour. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm thinking through it methodically. So up here we have the Freightliner semi that we'll be unloading into. We don't have a cart yet because with all the things we bought this year, it just isn't financially feasible to do. And the semi should be able to work good enough for us for now. And this is a pretty close field, so I might try to rent a cart. I'm not really sure yet. This is just going to be a kind of test to see what we can do here. Alright, so we got the header hooked up now, and let's see what this thing does. This is the first time we're going to be running anything through this combine. I have all the adjustments right for corn, so it should be good to go. Fire up the head, the thresher. Let's see what this does. Well, so far it's feeding good. It's going to be a learning curve getting used to the wider header. Yeah, like that. Well, it doesn't look like it's shooting too much corn out the back from just going over it here. We'll go to the right. I'm going to cut up the middle, I think, for this one. Just so I can get a path going, a straight edge. I'm going to do a quick little cinematic montage and then I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Alright, so we got some quick cinematic shots there. Probably in the video here because it is probably getting a little long, and yeah, you probably don't want to watch a lot of harvesting, but I just want you guys to get to enjoy the combine before the we come to a close here on LR Long Farm Vlog series, for now at least, until maybe we revisit it, like I said. But we're going to back up here, we're going to shut down all the stuff here. Which this series has been a ton of fun for me to make, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it, because I have enjoyed it when I got to make it and work on it. So my kind of final thoughts to wrap up FS19 are, it's been a lot of fun. We've gotten a year longer than we thought out of it, which I'm okay with because we've accomplished a lot in that year. And I mean, we built this series, which I think is one of the more, I guess it's kind of tooting my own horn, but I think we did accomplish quite a nice, pretty realistic series. I thought I tried to control the growth as best as I could, to try to keep it realistic. I don't know if I went too fast or not, which at the end here it kind of did go fast because there were things we were going to have to buy anyway. And also, if you run the same equipment for too long, it gets boring and repetitive, but I think that you should also, I think there has to be a sense of realism. So like doing something like this, I think was a good way. I think we controlled the pace overall pretty well, considering the size of the farm, and we just slowly expanded everything out. So I'm pretty happy with how this series turned out. I hope you are too. If you want to watch the full playlist, I'll have a link to that down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the new Farming Simulator 22 videos. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.